Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a long-term review video of my collection of Hedon helmets. As you can see, I've got a couple of full face and one open face helmet to show you around today. I'm going to let you know my thoughts and opinions, what I like and what I do not like after a couple of years of usage. So if you're interested to know what I think and want to have a closer look at the helmets, stick around and stay tuned. So first up, let's take a look around the Heroine Racer. Now this colour is called Polvo, and I first saw this helmet on the Crazy Horse stand back in 2024 at Motorcycle Live, and when I saw it, it instantly made me walk right across their shop floor directly to this helmet because it looked absolutely phenomenal under the lights. The paintwork, the depth of the paintwork just looked really, really high quality. So once I had a look at the helmet and I thought, yes, that is something I would love to own. I got home that night and I put my order in because I couldn't wait any longer and I was too impatient. But I must say, when it turned up, I was over the moon with it. It looked as good as it did on that day. The paintwork, the quality of the finish, the leather stitching, all just looked really, really good. And for me, the shape of the helmet, the fact that it's such a retro looking design, it could be straight out of the 1970s, but it's got all the modern features, the modern materials, and meets the modern safety standards. So tick, tick, tick for me. We take a look around the front of the helmet. As you can see, we've just got the very small and minimalist Hedon sticker there, which is actually brass. I really like that because I'm not a fan of having the brand name plastered all over the helmet. I would just like a nice clean line and solid colour design, and this one ticks those boxes for me. As you can see, again on the side, we've got the brass fixers there to tie the visor down to the helmet. These again are really nice quality. However, I did have an issue with these on my other helmet, which I had to send back to Hedon. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later. The visors, your helmet comes with the clear visor. However, I have bought numerous other colours, I think about 5 different other colours, because I do like to swap them out and change it up depending on weather conditions, day or night, bright, sunny, dark. So that gives me plenty of options to play with. I also like to change them out just to give the helmet a slightly different look depending on which bike I'm riding. The helmet and the visor allows you to come up in a couple of different stops. So you can allow a nice amount of airflow through the helmet, or if you just want that very little bit there coming through at the bottom, you can do that no problem. It will virtually go down to the closed position but still allow air in. The stitching on the calf's leather around here, really, really nice quality. Again, I love the leather finish here on the bottom of all the pads. That's something which appealed to me when I looked at the helmet, and not something which I've seen on another helmet, not to this standard anyway. If you're funny about keeping your leather products in absolute A1 condition, I would be very careful about where you put the helmet down. For me, I'm not that particular about it. I won't put it down in somewhere which is extremely dirty or on the floor, but I will put it obviously on a work surface, or if I go to a cafe, I'll stick it on the table and not think twice about it. But as you can see on mine, around here, it has affected the colour of the leather, but to me, that's just an aging process and kind of makes it my own anyway. So to me, I'm not bothered, but if you want that to stay in absolute pristine condition, I would recommend taking your bag with you and sticking your helmet in your bag before putting it down. We've got the double D rings here for a fastening system, which is obviously my preferred way to fasten a helmet, and I believe it's the safest way of fastening a helmet. They are made from brass. The inside of the helmet, as you can see, is a lovely suede, and it kind of feels like a teddy bear. It's really, really nice quality all the way around, all the way up to the top. I'll do a closer in shot for you so you can see it. But that, again, is a nice feeling on your face when you put the helmet on, and again, something which I've not really seen on other helmets, or not to this standard. As you can see here, a lot of people would not like this, but I have put a Cardo system on this helmet because I have them on every single helmet of mine. So it's just for ease of use. I can put whatever helmet on and then just drop the unit straight on. Could possibly fix it around the back, which I have seen other people do. I've never done it myself, so I don't know whether that would be fiddly and awkward when you're trying to touch the buttons, or whether it's just as easy as doing it from the side. I've just put it on the side because that's what I've got on all the other helmets, and I find it easy, and it's just kind of muscle memory. I go to there to press whichever buttons and do whichever functions I need to do. I must say though, after fitting Cardos to numerous other brands of helmets, they were a doddle. Fitting one to a Hedon helmet was not that easy, in my opinion. There was not a lot of room. When you go inside, you take the cheek pads out, put the speakers in, and then once you're trying to hide all the wiring, I found it a bit of a nightmare, to be perfectly honest, and it's still not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. As you can see, this wire here pops out regularly, even though you push it down into the inner there, just between the outer casing. But it does regularly pop up, and like I say, it wasn't an easy job, and it's not a job that I'm 100% happy with, but I live with it because I want the functionality of having the intercom system. Taking a look around the back of the helmet, as you can see, all completely clear. I took off the sizing sticker just because there's no need for it to be on, and it looks cleaner and more to my taste. But you can really get a good visual on the quality of the paintwork here. The way it blends in and changes from the lighter colour to the darker colour at the top, for me, is absolutely superb. When you're in great daylight, or you've got the sun sparkling off it, this looks absolutely amazing, this helmet. And for me, it's probably the best paint job I've seen, the best standard paint job which you can get off the shelf for any helmet whatsoever. So I'm really, really pleased that I did go with my gut instinct and go for the Polvo. Here we go, this is how we take the visor off. Very, very simple, as I said. Unscrew the two brass retainers. Take them off. Visor pops off. As you can see, these pop out, and then you put them into your new visor or your different coloured visor, and then once again, just line the holes up there and there. Take your brass screws in that side, in that side. This is my second full face Hedon helmet. It again is exactly the same as the previous one, a Heroine racer. This is in the Macadamia colour, and I really like this because it's just one solid colour all the way around the helmet, and a real nice stealth kind of look to it. Again, same design, same 1970s looking features. This has got the brass fittings all the way around. Again, really, really nice. But this one has got a coffee haze visor, which wasn't included in the shop with all the visors. I mentioned earlier, I did have an issue with one of the helmets, and in particular this one. It was the screw-in, the internal thread on the visor. What would happen is it would be tightened up when you set off on your ride. During your ride, it would start to work loose, and as you can see, you would get that kind of movement in it, which is obviously not ideal and risks falling out. So I contacted Hedon about this. They requested that I sent some pictures and videos in showing the fault, which I did. I didn't hear anything for a few weeks, so I got back in touch and said, what's happening? Because I've still got the helmet, and obviously I want it repairing because it's under warranty. I never heard anything for a while again. But then I got an email saying, yeah, return the helmet to us for repair and inspection. There is a fee to pay for the prepaid postage. It was only about £10 or something like that, but to me, I didn't understand why I should be paying to return a faulty good. So I obviously raised this concern with them, and it was wiped off, and the helmet did get returned to them free of charge. A few weeks went by, I haven't heard anything, so I contacted Hedon and said, where are we up to with the repair? I got an email virtually straight back saying that it was still being inspected, and they would get back to me because they were busy at the moment. So once again, I gave it a couple more weeks, not heard anything. So I said, where are we up to with the repair? It's been 5 weeks or so now, and I didn't hear anything. And then a day or so later, I got an email saying, oh, it's been being repaired, and it turned up on my doorstep the following day. Now, I haven't actually used the product since to test that it has rectified the issue. I'm sure it has, because it looks like the internal thread has been replaced. But for me, this is the only complaints I would have of Hedon. Hopefully it's an isolated incident and nobody else has experienced it. But for me, a premium product demands premium customer service. So here we have my Hedon Hedonist helmet, the open face version. And as you can see, it's identical to the Heroine version, which I've just shown you. And it's in the same colour scheme, the Macadamia, which you may not be able to tell under these lights, but it's a brown colour with a fleck throughout it. And once again, in the sun, it looks absolutely magnificent. It's got all the same design features, the brass hardware, the car skin leather all the way around the outside there, along the bottom of the cheek pads. And then once again, the inside is all suede, which is really, really comfortable. It's got the double D-ring brass fixings there for tying the helmet to the chin. One thing which I do give credit to Hedon for is the lightweightness of this and the full face helmet. If you compare these with another brand side by side, you'll be shocked at the difference. And when you've ridden hour after hour on a motorcycle, your neck definitely appreciates it because there is such a difference in weight. So once again, with the open face helmet, there is a range of products which you can add to this. You've got the screen here, the bubble bullet screen, which I really, really like. That just clips directly onto the buttons there on the front of the helmet like that. And as you can see, it's got that bubble effect on the front, but this really does provide great wind protection on your face, but also allows a nice amount of air to just come up below it and keep you nice and cool within the helmet. Should you wish to, you can also fit a peak to the helmet. Now they just push directly onto the studs on the front of the helmet to hold it in position. Personally, I'm not a fan of them. I don't like the look of the peaks on the helmets, but obviously it gives a little bit of protection from the sun. I absolutely love wearing open face helmets, and in particular the Hedon Hedonist. Now I do wear goggles quite a lot. If not wearing goggles, it would be sunglasses, but goggles obviously offer a bit more protection. And for me, you can get some really nice retro design goggles. These are the AGV Legends. I've got a few other brands which I use. I believe Barstow are quite popular with the Hedon helmets. But these, for me, look nice and minimalist and suit the helmet really, really well. There's also got the buckle at the back there, which you can secure goggles into. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you're looking to buy a Hedon helmet and have any questions, do drop a comment below and I will get back to you. If you own a Hedon helmet, let me know what your experiences are with the brand and the product, good or bad. Always good to know from fellow owners what their thoughts are. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe below. Remember to keep it shiny side up, and I'll see you all in the next one.